All right, students, welcome back. It's me, Mr. Campbell, again. This is actually my second attempt to record this video lesson today because I accidentally went over gravity erosion again. So now I'm fixing that mistake. I would have had this uploaded a little earlier, but it's all good, guys. It's all good. So today we will be finishing up page 5, and that means we will be discussing our last section of page 5, which is going to be wind erosion. Wind erosion, guys. Wind erosion. I think it's a fun section. It's going to be a short section for us today, but a lot of cool stuff to show you guys nonetheless. I highly recommend you watch these videos because you get really great visuals. One thing I love about being a teacher, guys, is that you get the chance to show and teach things that a lot of your students may have never heard of before or seen before. So, for example, I bet most of you guys have never seen what the inside of a sand or dust storm looks like. It's pretty cool. We're going to check it out here in a little bit. But as for updates, guys, the grades are finalized for the quarter 1. You guys will have those shortly. And then we've got this next quarter, guys. Those grades are also up to date. Again, you've got the Unit 3 Vocab. And now you have a new online virtual lab. I need you guys to complete the Rock ID lab. Again, all you're doing is you have a set of 12 pictures of minerals and rocks. And I've got a list of 12 names. All you got to do is match those names with those pictures. You do a little research. It'll be easy to find out. Okay? And then identify what type of rock each one of those rocks are. You got 3 options. Is it sedimentary? Is it metamorphic? Or is it igneous? Okay, so I'm just giving you kind of a glimpse as to what we did in our real class, giving you guys a virtual version of that. Okay, and then you got to answer, I think, like 2 or 3 questions. This is just post-lab questions. You do all that, 30 points. Got to start the quarter strong. Got to get these assignments done because guess what, guys? Friday, we've got a notebook check and another unit quiz coming up. So I want you guys to do your best on that. Okay, well, let's go and start off with our Go Blue, guys. Number 1, what structures can glacial erosions create? That's at the top of page 5. Got the answer right there, right? Number 2, what often causes rock falls? Okay, middle of that page 5, what causes rock falls? That was last week's lesson, Thursday. And then 3, minerals have a blank composition and blank structure in comparison to rocks. Okay, so let's go ahead and pause the video and write those down on page 7 and answer those. See what you got. Take a minute. Take a minute. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Let's check it out. Okay, number 1, the 2 structures that glacial erosions create. They include glacial lakes and U-shaped valleys. Again, you've got the glaciers bulldozing through the rock. Gonna create that opening up, right? Glacial lakes and U-shaped valleys. Number 2, we've got what causes rock fall? It's when we as humans, just like you see in Animal Crossing, GIF here at the bottom, okay? We are cutting roads into mountains. We're cutting roads in the side of those mountains. And when we cut those roads, it loosens up the rock, and then that rock proceeds to fall down. Big issue because maybe you're driving on the side of the road, maybe you're driving on the road, and then bam, rock falls in the car. Not a good thing. Not a good thing to have happen at all. Number 3, minerals are pure in composition and crystal in structure, also known as crystalline, if you just wanted to use a technical way of saying it. Okay, so think of like minerals like the fruit and the rocks like the smoothie. We'll get into that another day, but fruit, again, the minerals are more pure and they have a shape, rocks do not. Okay, moving on, guys, just to kind of give you a glimpse of finishing off with some glacier stuff, I got a cool video about why some glaciers are blue in color.
To figure out
really cool here, really cool. You go inside this glacier cave. I'm not sure if this is the South Pole or the North Pole, but as you watch the video, you see the water draining, right? As you'll find out, it's actually this color because the ice only reflects the blue spectrum on the color spectrum. So really cool there. I'll have that as just a sample video, nothing to answer questions with. And then our table of contents, again, if you haven't already, update 7 and 8, water erosion. We're on page 7 right now, right? So again, go ahead and we're going to finish page 5. We're on page 7. We're going to get to water erosion starting tomorrow. And No need to answer that. We're good. We're going to skip the acid rain stuff. All right. So let's go ahead, guys. Go back. This is super short stuff. And you know what? I think I do need to go ahead, and why not just have a card question? Hopefully I don't give a question away here. Okay. So let's go ahead and try a question. Not this question, though. Another question. Give me a moment to find my question, guys. Give me one moment. Again, you can feel free to fast forward the video here at this moment as I look for my question. Again, it's pulling up the app so it pops up on the computer screen. No! Why is it giving answers away? It should not be doing that. That doesn't help you guys think about it, right? Let's see here. All right, I like this one. We'll try this one. Let's see. Okay. So, which of the following does not cause gravity erosion? Which of the following is it? A, logging, B, road cutting, C, fossil fuels, or D, earthquakes? Sit on it, think about it, sit on it, think about it. Let's check it out. The answer is going to be C, fossil fuels. Drilling for oil is typically done in flat areas, not mountainous areas. It is not an answer to this question. So, well, the answer is C. It does not fit in this question, right? So it does not cause gravity erosion. These other three do, though. These other three do. All right. Let's go ahead and exit this full screen mode. Let's go to our last little section. Go to the bottom of page 5 really quick. We got to do gravity erosion. Let's talk about sandstorms and dust storms, right? I got some cool videos to show you with that. Okay, let's see. So, all we got is these two things, guys. Just the details and the examples. Again, right, what's in yellow. And this does need to be yellowed as well. One moment, because I know you guys, you see the highlight, you think that's all you need to write. Well, you got to have a highlighted version of it. I don't know what it is, guys. I can't, for whatever reason, it's not, this is why it's not highlighted. We'll go ahead and make sure you have examples there. But details, guys, okay. Typically, wind erosion is going to happen in dry desert areas, okay? And when this happens, it's when the soil and the dirt gets picked up, it's taken up, and dried up and thrown around and basically removed. It gets picked up, dried, and removed. And again, it just ruins. It ruins the nutrients in the soil. It ruins the nutrients. It just, all that good nutrient soil gets taken up and dried up, and it ruins it. And basically, all you're left with is the clay, the not so great soil that won't really grow you any crops or any plants. Okay, so it's going to blast this on the sand in the mountains, guys. But most importantly, like I said, it's going to remove the fertile soil and makes the land arid. In case you guys didn't know what arid means, it means that it's basically without nutrients. It's too dry to grow vegetation. Now let's take a look at here. Got some really cool visuals. All right. Now, what's going to happen here is a drought. And if you didn't know what a drought is a long period of time without any rain. Okay.
Hours going on the other side.
Now, on the left, we have the fertile soil. On the right, we have the drought soil. Now, what happens here, guys, is a drought, it just destroys the soil. Like, even if it rains, the drought dried up soil won't really absorb that water well. It's going to actually cause a flood. It's going to just, water's going to run, because the soil gets really tough. It doesn't become absorbent like a sponge. You'll see that. Check this out here.
The tops, the grasses, the trees would die during this drought, but it's not just about what happens above the soil. No, we're talking about the soil itself, and it gets compacted. It will act more like concrete than the healthy soil. So when you bring in a downpour, it has big implications because the soil acts completely different. On our healthy side, the soil absorbs a lot of the water itself, but on the drought-stricken side, again, acting like concrete, that water piles up on top and will run off and flood the low-lying areas. And
so, guys, there you go. It just becomes a super tough clay. It doesn't really become an absorbent soil that we need for good crops and good plants. Okay, let's finish up with our sandstorm. I got to show the cool videos at the end, right? Now, So examples of this, again, each section is going to have details and examples. We've got the Dust Bowl. We've all learned about that in history class, right? Back when we had famine and just a lot of dry temperatures. Also, we got sand and windstorms. Again, you're going to see these in Australia, maybe see them in Arizona a little bit. Again, basically what they are, it's when you're going to have a thunderstorm come through when it's super dry. And the wind from that storm just picks up all the dirt, all the sand, all the arid, dry dirt, and it becomes a sandstorm. Crazy stuff. And we just talked about droughts in the Great Plains. So go ahead and make sure you got all that, guys. That concludes page 5. Let's check out the dust storm that occurred last summer in Australia. Pretty cool stuff. And then I want to show you what it's like to be inside of a dust storm. So here we have this Australian footage.
Now sandblasted by a dust storm. A drone captured these stunning images as the dust storm
it looks just like something out of a movie, am I right?
In the state's central west. Jaw-dropping from the air. On the ground, not the end of the world, but it sure looked. Main highway
now,
into
here this car
Ningdon,
kind of drives inside a little,
road
it stops
trip to Mars.
once it gets to it.
The driver wisely pulling over, while another pushed their luck, disappearing into a dark red void.
It just went from...
Created the powerful gust. Storm was created by strong winds,
so we have
dry soil,
soaring winds, dry soil, and unstable
moisture.
atmosphere.
A major thunderstorm created
kind of
the powerful
energetic
gust. At 7:42 last night,
wave
winds were
of sand
recorded
and wind.
at 107 kilometers per hour.
Pretty cool stuff. Again, if you're ever in a dust storm, you need to find shelter. Okay, you need to make sure, especially, that you cover your nose and mouth with preferably a wet cloth or a towel, because you don't want this sand and this dust getting in your eyes, but especially your lungs and your breathing area, your respiratory system. Very, very bad situation to be in. Let's check out, if you ever are in that situation, what it's going to look like.
Cameraman Bob Poole searches for an elusive.
So for whatever reason, this guy thought it was a good idea to go in a dust storm. I don't know why he would do such a thing. Okay, but let's check out what it looks like. Think of like a storm on Mars. The whole sky turns red.
Eventually there
pretty
would be
cool, pretty cool stuff.
Or what they're...
Would you look at that? Gets out of his tent. It's like a red.
It seems like they've been transported to Mars. For 4 hours.
Incredible, an incredible sight. And what you're seeing there is the sun is reflecting all those red clay particles that are flying in the air. So that's all you're seeing is that red. Pretty cool stuff. So I'm gonna, you know what, guys? Let's keep it short today. We'll call it a day. We had our one question. I'd like to have two, but we'll have two tomorrow. Let's call it a day, guys. Again, don't forget, you need to start the second quarter strong. You'll see grades soon. I've answered all questions as of now. If you've got more, you got to call my Google Voice account. Tomorrow, don't forget, we are going to be on, tomorrow we are going to be, remember, Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're going to be on, I'm forgetting what it's called again. A Zoom. Going to be on Zoom. Sign in. You guys are going to log in. You'll be on mute. You need to type questions for me. And I will see that you're there, and I'll take your attendance, and then we'll start a lesson that'll be more in-person interactive, right? So good. We'll call it a day, guys. This is Mr. Campbell signing out. Don't forget Zoom lesson tomorrow, and we've got the lab due Friday. Get that vocab done. Start the quarter off strong. Mr. Campbell signing out.